Hello, listeners.
Good evening, viewers.
And we're playing Alex Kidd in Miracle World, apparently.
That sound was Christmas 1989 for me.
It's the sound of... Yes, don't sing along. It's the sound of much of my childhood, actually.
It was a great game.
But we'll just turn the volume down on the TV in case the mics pick it up.
So this is the pack-in game. Well, I mean, it came in its own cartridge.
Wait. Welcome, listener, to Let's Drown Out.
Okay.
Continue.
I'm gonna get all official. So this was the game that came... I had a Sega Master System 2, so it came sort of built into the actual console itself.
I, too, had a Master System 2.
Oh, did you?
And I do recall this, yes. You didn't have to put any other cartridge... If you played the console in its default state with no cartridges, you would play this game.
Yeah. And
You don't see that so much these days.
No, unfortunately. But this is... I still rate this as a very good game, and...
I think, well, just getting back to that thing about starting a console and immediately playing a game, I think that's something current console manufacturers need more of.
Yeah. Hey, look what it does.
Because the rate of console on to playing game is just unacceptably long these days.
It's getting a little bit bad. So you'll notice I'm jumping around collecting cash. That's because the cash...
I did notice that, actually.
Yeah, the cash in this has a function. So you can actually go to shops and you can buy things, and that's useful.
Well, I did notice you didn't seem to have a score on screen, like some 8-bit platformers I could name.
Ah!
You died!
Fortunately, I have
You spaz.
Yeah, fortunately, well, that's going to happen a bit. And as this is, like, this sort of is what I want to start my first, like, kind of topic bit on, is...
Oh, a bit early for topics, isn't it?
Well, it ties into the game.
Look at your massive ears. That's a topic in itself.
Yeah. I think he's kind of slightly based on, like, the Monkey King.
I was about to say that, yes. He sort of bears a resemblance to the Monkey King from the series Monkey, or Monkey Magic, as it was incorrectly identified by its theme tune.
The 1,000-odd-year-old story by Wu Chang-en.
Which was not called Monkey.
No, it's Journey to the West.
And the appearance of Monkey in that was just a monkey. Whereas the appearance of Alex Kidd here evokes more, I'd say, Monkey as he was depicted in the series Monkey. So no.
Well, he wasn't. Yeah, he had a humanoid form. He was the Monkey King, but he had a humanoid form. They also had celestial forms.
I've seen the illustrations from Journey to the West. It's just a monkey in a crown.
How old were those illustrations?
Very, very old. What do you think?
Alright, so yeah, here's the thing. You can buy shit... and this is what I mean. Like, the game does stuff
Do not be distracted by me. I am merely toying with your toys.
Yeah, reaching across and touching things. Bad touches. But yeah, so this is something like... It gets me to my first point of... Should a game try and fail, or is it better to just do something normal? Because there are aspects in which I think this game is vastly superior to Mario Brothers.
Ooh, controversial words.
Yeah.
Which aspects would those be? Oh, I remember this dude.
Stonehead. This is, I gotta remember their names. I think this is Poplin the Pursuer.
No, it's not. It's Stonehead. He says so right there.
Yeah, but he has an actual name. It was in the booklet.
Well, I imagine don't see any booklets around here, do you?
Oh no, I'm doing it from memory. I imagine Stonehead has like a really fake Australian accent. Like that's just...
See, I was getting more of a pirate vibe.
That pretty much fake Australian accent.
You must choose either the paper, scissors, or stone.
I cannot remember what I'm supposed to pick, because it never changes. That was... Basically, these were little boss battles. They do modify slightly in the second time we fight them, but this was basically shit.
Ha ha ha, you're shit. I thought this was like your favoritist game ever.
I haven't played it in like 10 years. But yeah, so this game, like, unlike Mario, had like vehicles, stage transitions. Fuck you, Stonehead.
Oh,
yeah, then he turns me to stone.
Now you are dead.
Now I'm
and
dead.
Ironically, the other ones don't turn you into scissors and paper.
Make much more sense. But yeah, so you could buy vehicles. There's like a pedal copter, a speedboat, the motorcycle, which you can skip for stages.
I don't know. Some of that feels like a kind of too much.
Well, then that's what gets to my point. Is it better that Mario did just one thing and did it really fucking well? Like Mario was just almost a game mechanic exercise. Like,
well, I wouldn't say that. I would say it was elegantly designed. And I'm always fond of elegance in design, as I am fond of elegance in writing and all things.
And ladies.
The advice I've been given as a writer is to treat writing like engineering. You're not done when there's nothing more to add. You're done when there's nothing more to take away. And I feel that game design could appreciate that philosophy as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, I agree, but I just, I think that Alex Kidd is, like, sort of left to the wayside in, games. Like, no one ever really talks about it as being a great platformer, and I don't think that's I don't think it's because it's not a great platformer.
Well, you talk about it all the time.
Yeah, because it's great. Whee! And then he turns into a rice cake. Which is weird, because in the Western version it was normally a burger, so, well.
I seem to remember in my version it was a rice cake, because I remember it was like a little triangle thing, and I was like, what the fuck's that? And why is he eating it? That could be anything.
Well, I don't know, the Australian version I had was a burger. I think Australia, the UK, and Brazil, oddly, were like the places where the... oh, fuck off! I'm fucking punching it!
Echo the dolphin, you ain't.
Yeah. Where the Sega actually had a fair bit of market dominance. Apparently, like, Sega... It's supposed to destroy. Like, when you punch the arms, it's supposed to just explode the arms.
I'm not sure it is. Just avoid it.
No, because
you clearly can avoid it.
Yeah, I'm just... Because if you kill one of these things, there's like a secret little room beneath it, like beneath its little tummy.
You kill one of these things.
Yeah, well, you fight a second one later. I'm determined to demonstrate that. Yeah, see?
Oh, okay. Well, hush my mouth.
Look at that, and then it just goes straight through it. This game's crap. Fucking goddamn can't do shit.
Yeah,
Nintendo rule.
What were you talking about?
No, but like, there's a lot of games like that, like, the difference between, like, Art of Fighting and Street Fighter, for instance. Like, there's a lot of games where one will just try loads and loads and loads of stuff, and...
Well, the difference between, like, this experience we're seeing now and the sort of experience you'd expect from Mario is that Mario is basically just hold right and try to keep your pace up.
Well, yeah, that, and I mean...
that sort of thing with that octopus limb, that just kind of kills the pacing for me. I don't think this game even has a time limit, does it?
Oh, no.
I'm not saying a time limit is essential for a platform game, I'm just saying it keeps the pace up.
Yeah.
And otherwise it just feels kind of, I don't know, staid. Like there's a lack of urgency.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What are we trying to achieve in this game?
Well, it has a story. Basically, Janken the Great, who I think, a little bit like Mike Hagar came to power via wrestling, Janken the Great came to power by scissors, paper, rock. Which in this game is called Janken, for reasons.
Why didn't I think of that? Thinks Mike Hagar.
There was a scorpion in that grass.
I'm pretty sure Mike Hagar didn't come to power solely from the wrestling.
He believes that's why. Like, I don't think he understands democracy very well.
It was part of his solid anti-poverty like doctrine as well. Punch poverty in the face and then suplex it.
Suplexes solve problems.
And then grab its dick and pile drive it into the ground. And then poverty.
I'm not going to say that's not how to do a pile driver, but it's an untraditional form of pile driver.
That's how you get people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
By their stretched out testes.
Like that could have been his slogan. I pull you up by the waist to make you pull you up by your bootstraps.
Pile driving for poverty.
What were we talking about?
Yes,
the story of this game.
Yeah.
Janken is the king of paper, scissors,
yeah, and
stone.
he's abducted Alex Kidd's brother and girlfriend. Which sounds just like the start of Cheaters. Like, my brother and girlfriend have vanished. It's like, yeah, some guy must have kidnapped both of them. They're not fucking.
Whoops. You weren't supposed to punch that block.
No, that's called a paralysis block.
It made you, like, momentarily seethe with rage there for a second. That was you. And now you can do that again, because you're dead. You're a big dead fool.
Oh, that's a great positioning there for the restart game.
What is with that green thing?
I don't know. It's a lava plant.
I mean, it's not something
Plants
you can...
live in lava.
It's not something you can stand on. It's not something you can grab.
It's just there to be a dick. Like, it's just there
to go, oh, there might be something significant about this. Why don't you come closer? There, now, lava, get him!
I watched a speedrun of this the other day that, like, finished it in about 14 minutes.
Yeah,
impressive.
So, kind of puts the 1 hour video thing for this series kind of into
don't
question,
worry.
doesn't it?
It is the end, but the moment has been prepared for.
I see.
But, yeah, and, here, see, here's this old dude. Welcome, Alex. You are a prince from the country of Redaxian. I love that, yeah.
Your country sounds like some kind of cleaning product, but never mind.
Redaxian, man, gets out the mold.
This is surprisingly solid localization. Grossly misgoverned. You wouldn't get that shit in your final fight.
You wouldn't get it in anything by SNK. But yeah,
Like Hagar, you have grossly misgoverned this city. That's why we had to take your daughter away and strip her down to her pants.
So, yeah, I don't... That's really, like, flying the helicopter's notoriously painful sometimes.
Yeah, though, there seems like this game is keeping a lot of plates in the air, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and here you go, like, I'm missing out on a whole chunk of the stage differently now, so it encourages, like, replays. Like I said, there's a lot to this game, like...
I guess.
And it's not materially terrible. Like, it's not like a lot of the Mario clones, you know, where it was just like, oh, this is fuck awful.
Well, no. I mean, it wasn't complete, like, rip-off shysters making this game. This was a full-on Sega product. Of course, the Sega consoles were a lot more popular, especially in Europe, because the Nintendo kind of completely screwed the pooch on the launch of the NES over there.
Yeah, whereas Sega screwed the pooch on the launch of everything else everywhere.
And Sonic the Hedgehog and everything.
So
money. Sega have just been, like, setting them up and screwing them one by one.
Yeah,
the pooches, I mean.
Sega had the opportunity to buy the graphics hardware that went on to become the 64. They were told, Sega of Japan vetoed Sega of America's plan to team up with Sony.
But of course, Japanese game developers wouldn't have gotten such a massive stranglehold on the Western games market if it hadn't been for the collapse of the Western games industry after E.T. for the Atari 2600.
Yep.
So, Turtles all the way, really.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. Like, I was a big fan of Sega. I mean, I didn't have a Saturn because I wasn't an idiot, but the Dreamcast is like a really, really good system, and they went out swinging.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I had a Master System 2, I had this game, but I don't remember having any other games on my Master System 2.
The Ninja is another legitimately good game for the Master System 2.
Yeah, pity about the name, though.
Yeah. The games back then were simple.
The Ninja, the Fighty Man, the Adventure.
I know, like, some old-timey game names are fucking hilarious sometimes.
There was a time when ninjas were an unusual thing. You didn't have to stick some other word on there.
Of Redaxian.
Of Redaxian, he's putting quotes around it because he still can't quite believe that it's called that.
No.
Was it called that in Alex Kidd in High Tech World?
I think so, but High Tech World was another one of those ones where it started out as a different game and got reskinned, remember?
You can find our playthrough of Alex Kidd in High Tech World elsewhere on this channel.
That was my first attempt at recording.
I know,
and it was a cock-up.
You cocked it up, and that's why we only record on my computer now.
I actually like that a lot more because I hate fiddling around recording it by myself. It's just annoying.
I know you do. That is why you will never amount to anything.
No YouTube fame for me. Well, I guess I'll just have to be a useful person.
Hey, dude, don't knock it. It's where the money is.
Well, no, it's... See, I have a degree of respect for what you did. Because you did it back when it wasn't worth money. That's the differentiating factor for me. Is like there are people who did it.
It was kind of starting back then.
Yeah, but I mean, you did it because you were a nutbar who wanted to do something creative, and that I accept. Like when you're motivated by creativity, that's fine. When you're motivated by cash, it's just weak.
Well, yes, but having said that, all I was doing at the time was throwing.
Shit.
All I was doing at the time was throwing shit at the internet wall and hoping something would stick, so I wouldn't have to work. People talk about...
Okay, I completely take back everything I just said.
People talk
you
about...
hollow cunt.
People talk about, selling out. But, selling out is what you want your favourite artist to do. Because then they can keep doing the thing they do.
You're not selling out, you're buying in.
Well...
I'm getting extra lives for no reason because I completely have an action replay code for infinite lives.
I didn't buy in. I made the first zero punctuation videos with, no money whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
So what was the point of that statement then?
Huh?
You're not selling out, you're buying in.
Oh, it's just that you're not selling out, you're buying in is just a quaint way of recontextualizing selling out into a slightly more favorable version.
Where'd that Grim Reaper go?
He gets deleted. Scissor's head, I think, was Gusika the Slippery, although he looks kind of like a sphincter with eyes from the thing.
See, it's not good to have slippery scissors, because especially not to run with those slippery scissors.
I've seen the movie Slippery Scissors.
Slips. Oh, that's
love a
right.
little dance.
Scissoring is a thing lesbians do. I forgot. And they
You did not forget.
and
You
it
never
could
forget.
indeed be a slippery situation.
Alright, pick. What should I do? Scissors, paper, or rock?
Scissors.
I just did scissors.
We'll do it again.
Fuck.
Well,
Alright.
you didn't gain or lose.
Well, you can pick. Your scissors, paper, rock champion.
Scissors again.
Scissors again, he says. Alright.
Okay. I don't think you'll ever suspect if we did scissors again.
Alrighty. I don't think you're taking this, like, you know, this titanic battle of... Oh, well, fuck me.
Ha! See?
Darn it, I lose.
Persistence is key, my friend. See,
Scissors. Good old scissors. Nothing beats that.
you would have probably picked to a different thing at that point, wouldn't you?
Probably, yeah.
And you would have been foiled.
Okay, so here's the thing. When playing this game, I used to be able to get through this whole forest on the motorcycle without
That
crashing.
amazes me, because I remember this. And that's exactly what would happen, yes.
No, you can literally get through it if you're not, you know, out of
you're
practice
not-
and retarded.
If you're not you, ergo a twat. Case in point.
Case in point, yeah.
And
I think this is going to eat a lot of time, this particular stage.
with that, let's talk about the news in
Come
gaming.
on!
Let's throw something out for the people who don't actually watch the video and just listen to the talk.
Missing out, man. You're missing out on some great gameplay.
Yeah. Look at that lovely flat green, like featureless background you
Hey,
got there.
they put more effort into the background variety in this than they did in stupid Mario Brothers.
What have you got against Mario? Has Mario whittled in your chips this morning? Is that it?
Yeah, I live with Mario. Me and him hang out. It's
Yes.
gonna be a YouTube series.
And he tends
be
to
great.
whittle in people's chips.
He really does. He's a fucking sociopath.
Because that's
Fame went to his head, man.
it's what you got to expect from someone who runs around in a cat costume, isn't it?
Meow.
He's just marking his territory in your chips. He wants your
Yeah,
chips,
but-
man. You wouldn't give him a chip. That was the last resort.
Then he stares at me and waits for me to eat it afterward. That's kind of where it gets unpleasant.
And he stands outside the door and yowls all night. And sometimes he crawls onto your chest while you're sleeping and bats you in the face. And a 40-year-old overweight man, that is not a pleasant experience.
The momentum swing on the jumps is kind of brutal.
Oh, yeah, you've always had problem with swinging.
That's
Anyway, I wrote down a
almost-
topic here. Xbox One, top-selling console in December of the two, although the PS4 is the top seller generally. And Larry Hrib, aka Major Nelson of
why is he called Major Nelson?
I don't know. Of Microsoft spokesperson fame.
Oh, that was a lot of work for something. Thanks, fucking Sega, you fucking pricks.
He kind of released a statement that was all like, "Ooh, look at what a big man I am about this," and that kind of pissed me off.
Okay, big man about this, like physically, like is he
No,
working
he was,
out?
no, he was all like,
I'm from Xbox. Lift.
he was all like, "Well, let's just agree there's room for both consoles, and let's just stop all this hate
All right,
And-
jumping
and
into
sell-
a bear with a scimitar is not a good idea.
and celebrate the industry as a whole. That's where the consumer can make a choice." A choice between piss and shit, Major Nelson. I'm sorry, it just struck me as so bloody disingenuous.
Yeah, it probably was. Completely listen. I'm on a fucking speedboat!
He said something like, "Let's just stop all the hate," which I'm assuming how he meant that was like, "Let's stop all the hate between rival consoles." But I think the subtext there was, "Let's stop all the hate towards the Xbox One that it has been deservedly getting because it's crap
Stop making fun of me!
and full of anti-consumer features."
Yeah, those are the ones that kind of annoy me.
And it would never occur to them to take away the anti-consumer features. They're just saying, "No, you just have to stop being such big bullies, and then we're going to expect an apology, and then maybe we'll tolerate you continuing to use our machine." That's the attitude that has permeated this generation from the start.
Yeah, it is like the fucking ego of just you'll buy this and like it is not a good one to go into, especially in
Just ticks me off.
You motherfucker! You're supposed to be able to scoot under that. Oh, you fucking
What? How are you supposed to avoid that then?
dash back. But like I don't know, like I was watching some playthroughs and if you just tear ass at it, you're supposed to be able to get under the
Oh,
lightning
right.
and
Well, the thing about speedruns is they can be misleading, because sometimes there's a lot of very subtle little things they're doing that you can't tell. minute
ducks.
movements on the controller and such. Sort of thing that lets you run backwards in Mario. Which is actually really hard to do.
Took me forever to work that out when I was a kid. I didn't even know you could duck slide.
Well,
it took me forever to beat this game, actually. This game's got this hilarious... dick. This game's got this hilarious thing, right? So, in order to properly beat the game, you need to find your brother in the first castle, which is a side quest. You don't need to do it. Like, you know, it's not lamp-shaded as a thing... It's not a win condition for the stage. So you can completely skip that. He gives you a letter, which you give to a dude in the second castle, who gives you a tablet. And the tablet is the code for the pink blocks you got to stand on at the end. And yeah, so you can beat this game, and this game is 8-bit hard.
You were right. That is hilarious.
Yeah, and you can beat the game, but the game's 8-bit hard, so getting to the end is not fucking easy. Like, getting to the end on 3 lives, and even if you have, like, the 800... If you have $800, you can kind of get a credit, but...
8-bit hard, you say?
Yeah, like,
I've had 8 hard bits in my day.
That double entendre does not stand up to scrutiny.
I was hoping it would sort of sort itself out after I'd voiced
I've had 8 hard clits. I don't know.
Please be... Do you know the one to win this one?
I have no idea. I'm just going into it blind.
Okay, be paper then. You fucked up! Clearly we have to employ my expertise.
Yeah, alright, come on. Yahtzee Jankin Master.
Be paper.
Be paper, alright. Paperhead kind of just looks like almost Bart.
Except not really.
Alright, so we're paper again.
Yes. See, the strategy works.
Strategy of draws.
Why does he have breasts?
Those are rippling pectoral muscles.
Now, I do not accept blame for that.
Alright, what did he do first? Because he won't change.
Scissors.
Scissors, alright.
Because we were paper.
Yeah, I'll be stone then.
Okay then.
And then I'll be scissors because he was paper next.
Is it always...
It's always the same.
Okay then.
Yeah. It's basically like, again, when you're playing through this the first time as a kid, you don't know this, so you will fucking lose. And there's a telepathy ball, which lets you see what they're thinking, but it changes really quickly right at the end.
One wonders how these guys became Jankin Masters if they do the same thing in the same series each time.
Fuck nuts.
That was not it. What the hell happened?
I don't know. Everything's changed. I'm confused.
You were wrong. Oh, I guess maybe you were scissors first time.
This is fucking thrilling. All right. What was he? Was he paper after that, or was he rock? No, he beat me as scissors, so I'll go little nugget of stone. Come on, fist. Shit.
Fist shit indeed.
Just go over there and level him. I'm a master of shell core. I can break blocks.
Paper, scissors, stone is bullshit anyway.
Ha! Suck it.
Paper wraps stone. Great. Then what? Stone has a little sleep.
Die and explode, you stupid prick bastard whore.
Now, they don't explode unless you bring dynamite into the paper, scissors, stone. Did you ever play that? Paper, scissors, stone, dynamite?
No.
Kind of a self-defeating game. Ta!
No.
Ta very much for playing our game. We're very pleased to have you, me duck. Ta.
Making me think of Duckula.
Yeah, that first topic didn't really go anywhere besides fuck the new consoles.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I didn't read it, so, I mean, I'll take your word for it that it's disingenuous, because it sounds like something that could really be blindingly disingenuous.
I got the vibe.
Yeah, alright.
It's just I tend to like take all console marketing statements as disingenuous out of hand, you know.
It's to be fair, that is not an unreasonable. Beep. Whoop.
Well, what I don't like about it is that it doesn't even voice the fact that alternatives to this console generation exist.
Well, that's the last thing they want to fucking put.
It just said, oh, PS4 owners and Xbox One owners have both exercised their right to choose.
That does, yeah. Alright, that seems like that's an asinine statement. Like,
that's what pissed me off. Actually,
for fuck's jump when I push the button, you stupid monkey skull fuck.
Of course, it's the... I'm just going to pretend you didn't say that and continue bold as brass.
I'm going down there and I'm killing that fucking scorpion.
Of course, the big loser this year has been the Wii U, like absolutely failing to meet its hardware sales.
Have they released a game yet?
Yeah, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 Wii U games over on my shelf there.
You know what was sad? I think Zombie U's multiplayer was really good, and you'll never see it again.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's the kind of thing the Wii screen controller was tailor-made for.
I hope they do another one, because it was legitimately interesting and fun. We had fun with it.
I guess. Well,
That's Yahtzee's way of saying we had fun with
well,
it.
you had fun with it. I don't really play multiplayer as a rule at all.
That's a weird thing sometimes.
I just don't like it when I'm... I
Look,
just don't like the pressure of feeling...
I don't like the pressure of multiplayer gaming.
Well, I don't like the pressure of feeling like I have to... I mean, in some way responsible for someone else's fun, either by being a challenging competitor or a cooperative partner. I like to just do things by myself. I like to do things by my own pace. This is why I fucking hated playing Mario 3D World with you. Because you just sped on ahead. And I was like, I want to look at the level and explore things. But you're just, no. Grab the coins, get to the flag. Yeah. I will win.
Yeah, that's the fun. Alright, look, I, to a significant degree, agree with you. Because I do play most games by myself. It's how I enjoy it.
Yes.
But I don't think it's fair. Like, I do also really enjoy, fighting games, which are the only fun you get out of fighting games is playing
Well, you
against
kind of
humans.
enjoy the misery of others. I've noticed that.
Not misery, mild frustration.
Yeah.
Like, I do like mildly frustrating other people. It's, in fact, it's
how
it
you
can be amusing.
exercise your superiority, you
Not superiority, and
clinical
also
psychopath.
I
you.
completely cop it when it's me getting it. Like,
Yeah.
I eat my fucking humble pie when it's served to me.
You do not.
Yes, I fucking do.
You say stuff like, "Oh, I just don't have the right mind for this kind of thing," just to assuage responsibility.
No, see, I'm a former drunk. I take responsibility for everything. What the difference is explanation. Because when I understand why I'm doing something, then I can go back through and change it. It's just, again, how much fuck.
Yeah, whatever. Well, speaking as a current drunk...
Yeah, Yahtzee's picking up where I left off.
Yeah, it's fun. I got a case of Strongbow in the fridge, on the go.
Oh, steady on there.
I would have one now, but I just had an iced coffee, and I don't want to send my system mixed messages. Wait, is this like the boss rush? Are you getting towards the end of this game now?
No. It's not the longest game.
Well, it isn't. I remember
Alright,
that.
pick. What are we doing?
Stone.
Stone. Fucking
I'm just
great.
saying whatever's already...
you're the greatest.
I'm just saying whatever's already there. Oh, we lost. Better stick with stone then. It's the last thing they'll expect.
I mean, hell, you're doing the same thing with your I don't like playing games with other people.
This is me being the First World War, general here. It's the last thing they'll expect. All our men rushing out into no man's land, completely out in the open in broad daylight.
Against machine guns.
Yeah, they'll be so surprised, they'll forget they have machine guns.
I was going to pull the trigger, Sergeant, but they just kept running, and I was like, why would they do that?
I hate when paper scissors stone becomes a series of draws. Apparently, it's quite a competitive sport. It's all about the psychological cues.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
I had one of the girls that worked in the Melbourne Manor Bar just completely believed that I was some sort of invincible scissors paper rock sprite. Just
sprite.
Yeah,
You're a bit
like
fat for
mystical.
a sprite.
I see the fat comments get to me because he didn't call me fat when I was very fat. I broke a belt when I was in Melbourne. A belt.
Oh no, you're still pretty fat.
This is what I mean. You don't know what fat is.
I don't ever remember looking at you and thinking, he's lost weight.
Well, actually, see, I haven't lost weight because I'm heavier than I've ever been.
So did you gain weight in
mostly.
Melbourne and then lose it again when you came back to Brisbane?
No, well, I was just living really, really, really unhealthily. And, when you only eat a little bit a day...
And you're not eating unhealthily now?
No.
Do you want to know what Gabriel ate before we did this this record, Gabriel?
Yeah.
I mean audience.
Audience?
What Gabriel ate was a 7-Eleven hot dog.
Those legitimately, A, aren't that bad, and B, that was just something to fill space.
I'm sure
that's actually the most junk food I've had in about a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I told you, I can't afford... mostly fucking to go buy food out.
It just seems like you've eaten something like that every time I've seen you lately.
I like how you can take what I eat in front of you as just a general run of my entire diet. I see you once a week.
Am I distracting you? You seem to be losing
Scissors,
a lot.
paper, rock. I don't think distractions aren't relevant.
Is it all the fat pressing down on your brain?
You're jealous of my mad fitness.
Yeah, that's exactly the word. I'm sure those 7-Eleven hot dogs don't taste bad. I've been guilty of eating 7-Eleven, like, muffins and...
There was a time when literally, like, a 7-Eleven hot dog, or if I was rich, a souvlaki, were, like, what I'd eat in a day.
Or a 7-Eleven, caramel slices that they do.
See, breakfast today was, like, carrot, celery, garlic,
Are you...
and grapefruit juice.
Are you a supermodel?
Yes. And then after you do that, you do like a little bit of exercise.
I feel
it stimulates your body and gets you going.
I feel the "are you a supermodel" joke works best if you can see a picture of Gabriel while I'm asking it.
Go to my Twitter. There's like a reasonably current-ish sort of picture of me.
Where he looks fat. Yes, do that. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Completely
if we ever had
thanks,
one. Because the topic was...
Oh, fuck!
Because I remember that. They kind of get pissed off with you winning all the time. And
yeah.
Although one wonders why
Don't
that
you hate
happened
it when
this
people
time.
beat you at shit and then you throw your head at them?
Grr, I hate to lose. That's the line of the Saturday morning cartoon villain. Grr, I hate to lose. I will never accept it.
Oh, fuck you! Better not make me go through that bullshit fucking game. Oh, good.
Huh.
That's actually... Look at that.
I would not have expected
No,
that.
neither did I.
Yes. So the Wii U's really not selling too well. But
I think it's because most people think it's an attachment for the fucking Wii.
Well, possibly.
I have no idea what those little A and B things do. I'm gonna buy both of them.
It's always been a dumb name, the Wii.
Yeah.
The Wii U, additionally, if that's at all possible. I think.
What does this shit do? What do you think that A does?
I don't know. I think Nintendo's problem is that it thinks it can get by solely on first-party releases. When the best consoles in history have embraced the third-party market. Like the PlayStation 2, for example.
What the fuck?
What the fuck have you done?
Alright, well that's what A does.
That was a fucking Sorcerer's Apprentice moment. Oh, hey.
That was a stage. Oh, okay.
That was quick. Well, the other news report I read today was that Nintendo are actually made a statement where they're going to consider what they've never considered before, which is mobile gaming.
Jesus.
So you might be able to play Mario on your iPad or something. Makes sense. A lot of retro game companies have released versions of their games on like touchscreen devices. They're all fairly shit because they all have to make use of screen buttons and screen analog sticks.
Well, that is why you can buy off the internet, and I suggest you do this, the awesome Game Clip, which plugs a PlayStation controller into your mobile device.
Yeah, but the advantage of a mobile device is that you can slip it slimline style into your jeans pocket.
Well, yeah, but if you got a bag, if it's at the point where you want to play a fucking game on your phone like properly, then you'll get this.
Well,
it's like $15 too. It's really good.
Well, men you are far too impressed by yourself for doing that.
I beat him in one. This bastard throws ninja stars at me.
My god, he's throwing swastikas at you. As if he weren't any worse. Yeah, I remember this guy being the easiest, because his head comes into convenient punch level. Right
so
in
nice
the middle
to
of
put their head at fist height for you.
Yeah, in the middle of the arc there. Yeah, I played a lot of iPhone games that use like virtual analog sticks on the screen, and it never works.
Terrible. Yeah.
And it doesn't work because there's no physical feedback.
No,
which is a lot of.
And that was one of the things like the Steam box talking about doing like touchpads with like haptic feedback, and I'm just like.
See, the PS4's got a touchpad with haptic feedback on it,
and boy, does that get a lot of use.
Well, to be fair, there's only like 2 games out for the thing.
Remember the 6-axis, and what was that terrible dragon game that basically killed it in one fucking go?
Oh, Lair.
Lair, yeah. That's what's going to happen to the goddamn touchpad. There'll be one game that uses it heaps, it is fucking terrible, and that'll just be the end of it.
Lair as in air, hair, lair.
Okay. Do those noises mean a thing?
No, it's just, that's like
See, this is the king, and...
What's wrong with him? He's got a bandage on his head or something.
Oh shit, I didn't get the thing. Oh.
What have you done?
I saved my brother, but I didn't get the scroll.
What were we talking about?
It means I'll have to look up the fucking password on the internet.
Air, hair, lair, yes.
Which is fine, because, oh yeah, here's the other thing. You know how I told you had to get the password on a fucking tablet? I got that, got to the end, tried putting the password in. It was written for Japanese audiences and not localized, so you had to read it fucking backwards.
Wow, this game is way better than Mario. Anyway.
I have a motorcycle. Fuck! Fuck you! Fuck, everything's sad.
Oh, that fat in your brain's playing up again.
Yeah, you're calling me fat. I'm sucking at Alex Kidd. It's fucking primary school all over again.
Yep.
I'm having flashbacks.
And someone's insulting Maria.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and fucking cut myself.
Yes, if you say the words hair, lair, then you're saying oh hello in a sort of Terry Thomas accent. That's the point.
Glad we sorted that out.
As in hair, lair. What were we talking about when we said? Oh yes, the PS4 controller. I've played.
The touchpad's tiny and
of
shitty.
the two launch titles of the PS4 I've played, being Knack and Killzone Shadowfall. Only Killzone Shadowfall actually used it, and it basically used it as a glorified D-pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, swipe your finger on it in one of four directions to change the function on your little robot friend. And I'm not saying I would have liked them to do this, but PS4 kind of shot themselves in the foot not forcing every launch title to use it. Like, that's what you're supposed to do with your hardware gimmick.
Yeah. I mean, say what you will about the Wii and the Wii U, at least the fucking shit got used.
I was actually writing an article about the PS4 touchpad for my weekly column.
Ooh.
And
where can I read that?
You can read it on The Escapist later in the week when it goes up.
Don't, though, because it's shit.
Actually, do read it. He's just bitter because I said he's fat.
Your fat slurs only spur me on to train harder.
But well, there you go. A tough love. I'm doing you a favour.
You should come with me. We'll start training together, Yards. It'll be fun.
Well,
I reckon you should start lifting like hardcore. I'd love to see you just
What
ultra.
I have long accepted about us, Gabe, is that you can take a lot more physical punishment than me.
Yeah.
Like when we went rock climbing and you were all like, oh, let's do the really hard overhang for our second fucking try.
Yeah, and
I fucking absolutely killed my arms.
Yeah, so, and you didn't manage that. Did I manage it?
Yes, you did.
Well, there we go.
Because of all the fat in your arms.
Yeah. No, but you should hit lift. You should start lifting shit and just become huge. I want to see, because you're 6'5". I like the idea of you being a Goliath on top of that.
Well, my upper body's been a bit reduced. I don't want to be your project anyway.
Well, tough.
What are you gonna dress me up as?
Bane.
Mike Hagar or something.
Bane. I'm gonna slowly turn you into Bane. It's gonna be great.
Oh, but Bane's fat as well.
Okay.
Who's just like thin?
Bane's not. All right. Okay.
Who's tall and strong and thin?
I don't know.
An anime hero or something.
Yeah, you're getting into anime territory there.
Or
if you
David Bowie.
I don't think he's strong.
I think he's been toned at various times.
Well, yeah, but tone and like that. I don't want to get in a fucking discussion about this.
Did you ever see Man Who Fell to Earth?
No, not in forever.
Anyway.
Not until I was high and a girl I wanted to sleep with made me watch it.
We digress. The conclusion I reached with the PS4 controller is that it basically does three things, all of which are covered by other things on the PS4 controller. Yeah. You can like make analog movements on it, like an analog stick. You can press it in like a button, or you can use it as a D-pad, as Killzone does. But the trouble is the controller already has all those things. Not only that, but with a standard layout of fingers, you can use all of those things simultaneously. Yeah. And to use the touchpad on the PS4 controller, you actually have to take your hand off one of the sticks, or somewhere else. You have to kill your ability to use
relinquish control for what is ultimately less control.
Exactly. And if you're just like doing a finger movement thing, that's less feedback as well.
I mean, when the Wii came out, I was doing bar work, and what I will say, like, in terms of, like, the greater, theory of, whether or not the games are good or anything like that, is it fucking recording? Yahtzee, don't look around like that.
Yes, yeah, I know that freaks you out.
Yeah, every now and then, Yahtzee will look around like a dog that's just heard some kind of frequency we can't. It's just, and that's I'm not recording this look. I've learned that look.
That was just one of my, what I would ignorantly call OCD things, where I suddenly think, wait, did we do a sound check before we recorded to make sure the mics were on?
Did you self-diagnose? That's the only way to really do it, Science doesn't know anything.
I don't have OCD. I actually watched an interesting documentary hosted by John Richardson yesterday on this very subject.
Oh, cool. Who's John Richardson?
He's a British comedian. He's like a team captain on 8 out of 10 Cats. What? It's a panel show. Oh, okay. I love panel shows, don't you?
I don't know. Like, good ones are excellent. Mediocre ones are shithouse.
Well, it's a good thing there aren't so many mediocre ones come out of Britain, because Britain's so great.
I mean,
I've seen some mediocre Australian ones.
yeah, see, that's a problem. Australia does actually have a little bit of comedic talent, but it never uses it to write a show, because that's expensive and risky, and so local TV doesn't do it.
Well,
they just do shitty fucking panel shows over and over and over
And
again.
when you do have talent in Australia, the
They go
BBC
away,
nicks
yeah.
them.
Yeah, the foreigners come along, and with their money and their work...
Who's that guy with one foot? The Australian comedian with one foot.
God damn it! Now my brain's gone
the
blank.
really famous one.
Yeah, I actually Adam Hills.
Adam Hills, right? Well,
Shit dicks.
He seems to be mostly based out of the UK now. I've seen him on a ton of different.
I do not blame him at all for that. That's a sensible thing to do.
He's done a ton of different panel shows that I've seen. He was on QI and 8 out of 10 Cats.
Yeah, he's actually one of the funnier ones.
And Mock the Week.
All right, I'm not sure how to do this.
Actually, I remember hearing that he was recording a talk show in England for broadcast in Australia, but not in England.
It's weird when shit like that happens.
Yeah.
It's like the way I swear things like Neighbours, because Neighbours isn't shown on regular Channel 10 anymore. They play it on like the shitty sub channel.
Neighbours being shitty Australian soap opera for our American viewers.
Well, the thing is, I swear it's made exclusively for the British audience.
Well, probably, because in Britain they show Neighbours like twice a day.
That's weird. Yeah, like I've had British friends who are smart, intelligent people go, "Oh, Neighbours," and I'm like, "What?" They're like, "I want to watch Neighbours," and I just look at them like they're freaks because they want to watch Neighbours.
So British TV imports more Australian TV than you might think. But the other thing it imports a lot of. The other thing it imports a lot of is live-action children's drama.
Yeah, I remember when I had a British girlfriend of a friend of mine, and I started humming the theme to Round the Twist, and she just lit up. I was like, "Oh, Round the Twist! I love that show."
Yeah, that was one of my favourite shows growing up.
Paul Jennings' books, like what that Round the Twist were based on, were really fucking good. They were way better than like, I
was about to yell the word "fail" in your ear.
Oh, fuck yeah! I took that away from you. But yeah, like Paul Jennings, man, he was a really good author, children's author for Australia, and he wrote like some of it was just really kind of goosebumpsy, like where it's just like, and then it turns out it was you, and it's kind of dumb. And well, some of them really were, but some of them were fucking sinister as shit.
Yeah,
like,
I remember
really.
that.
All right.
There were some really dark Round the Twist episodes.
Well, just there's a I can't remember which book it was in, but there's a Paul Jennings story where. Because again, it's one of those kinds of creepy that's not obvious. It's not like, you know, nightmare clown creepy. It's that kind of just lingering David Lynch creepy that's just kind of makes you uncomfortable.
Stepford Wife creepy?
Yeah, where basically there was this like little dwarf, like, you know, like a garden gnome.
Yeah.
And
oh, it does kill you.
Yeah.
It does do a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anything moving in these games that isn't you is lethal. That's the it's a general rule.
What about moving platforms?
Oh no, they're lethal, and I want to be the guy. But anyway, there was this it's this little fucking garden gnome that had like this tiny mouth at the back of its own mouth, and the kid gets
like
obsessed.
an alien.
Yeah, sort of, but it was just like a little drawing of an extra. Oh, fuck off.
This reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Alright, see, like, okay, the controls for this are not...
Come on, choppy. Use the keyboard if it helps.
That's not gonna help.
Okay.
Alright, and the invincibility doesn't... the invincibility doesn't work. That's
Fun.
fantastic.
Did you ever finish this game?
Yeah.
I remember finishing it as well, so at some point we must have gotten past this.
I don't know. Look at this. I don't know how. Like, I'll give it to you if you reckon you can...
Ta-da!
I don't know how I did that.
There you see. Not so hard, was it? Now just do that again, but for longer. And I'd go on to the right side of the screen if I was you. There you see. Now how hard was that?
It's the fucking... I don't know how I did that. That is
because
that's the gaming equivalent of surgery.
Because I wasn't calling you fat that time.
Yeah. Shut up! But yeah, and there's this tiny little mouth, and then the kid hits the mouth with a chisel, the mouth gets out of this garden gnome, rolls up, gets into his mouth, and stays in his mouth. And he's trying to get rid of this little parasite mouth living in his own fucking mouth. And for some reason then after that, like I can't remember exactly why, but when he cries, every time his tear hits the ground, like a perfect garden gnome appears and he starts selling the garden gnomes. And this girl he lives next, this girl he lives next door to starts like plucking his nose hairs because it makes him cry. And they start this weird fucking torture-based garden gnome business. That was a fucking story. That's fucking insane.
I'm thinking that might have been one of his weird days.
Yeah.
And maybe he woke up one morning and Maybe he'd was on some heavy
dicks.
prescription medication, and he was popular enough at that point that the agent didn't really want to question him.
Yeah, because that's... You know what I mean? Like, that's none of that's what you'd call M-rated. It's not gross, it's not wrong,
It's imaginative.
Yeah, but in the kind of, like, see me after class way.
One wonders what inspired it sort of way.
Yeah.
Like a little tiny... It's just non sequitur after non sequitur,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it just...
Garden gnomes coming out of your tears, and there's a little mouth.
The little mouth bit was... The little parasite mouth was what... It's just... Ugh. I don't want a tiny little gnome mouth living in my mouth. It's creepy and weird.
Yeah, I imagine that's in, like, the top 10 things people don't want.
Alright, now here's the
That was not a pretty lady. He fooled me for a second.
I was just gonna go over and give you a kiss.
So is that the big emperor who took over the country with Jankin?
His name's King Jankin. Look at him dance.
Look at his prissy little dance. Oh, I just love this I love this ever so much. Da-da-la-la-da. Well, that was a whole build-up to fucking nothing, wasn't it?
The big Titanic battle, draw. Okay, he was scissors first.
Okay, so scissors again, obviously. Yes, the strategy works.
I'm gonna predicate my entire, coup, my entire way of overthrowing Redaxian on scissors, paper, rock.
See, you don't put a horn in the middle of your forehead, it's too obvious. People will go, that's a cock, and then where are you?
Alright, what's happening?
He's throwing swastikas. And, that's about the only string to his bow, it seems. Oh, he's got a moustache.
No, I think it's his mouth open now.
Oh yeah, like the two...
Yeah.
The two
I know,
fangs
I thought
got.
that as well, but...
Two fangs kind of looked like if that was skin, then his mouth would be the shape
thing
of
is,
a sort of handlebar moustache.
Yeah, I can't hear it, so I can't tell if I'm hitting him.
Shall I turn it up a bit?
A little bit, just so I can... Because there's a bleep sound when you hit the boss, and I need to...
Was that it?
No. God damn it. I wonder if I can get behind him, or will the game autocorrect?
A stone and then an angel.
Ah!
Oh, hey. Well, that would actually... Is that actually going to work, though?
Nope.
Apparently not.
Alright, well, they saw around my fucking cunning ruse.
Yeah. I mean, that was just too big an empty space next to him. Someone was bound to point it out.
Alright, I heard the boob.
Oh, good on you.
Okay, I just need to place myself in front of him properly and hopefully...
Yes, just bury your face in that moustache. Lovingly. Oh, that was quick. Wait, does it record how much damage you've done from life to life?
It must.
Huh, that's disappointing.
Your mother as well is in good hands.
Who cares about my mum? Let's fuck. That is exactly what he said.
I'm guessing you've used that exact line.
Oh, is that not the end of the game?
No, that's the trippy thing. Like, you've saved the day. No, you gotta go down to Crag Lake and find the crown. You're not king yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that was so important to us.
It was. It's what people have been yammering at us throughout the game.
See, the advantage of...
Okay, use the iPad and Google Alex Kidd in Miracle World last, code, because I'll need that.
Can do, because that's the wonder of technology. Oh, do we need it right now?
Yeah. Because you gotta stand on these things in a certain order, and I don't have the fucking tablet. I'm an idiot.
Bear with me. Alex
Fist. Yeah.
Final. Alex Kidd final code. It even auto-filled for me.
The internet didn't exist for me to look this up in 1989. That sucked.
Game FAQs. Alex Kidd in Miracle World on the PS3. That doesn't sound right. La 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 la.
What?
That's what it says.
I don't think that's a thing. I actually,
Okay, you must run over the floor in the following sequence.
Yes.
Sun.
Yep.
Waves. Moon. Star. Sun. Moon. Waves. Small drawing of a knob.
I'm guessing that's fish.
Star. And picture of Helen Hunt.
What is that?
It's a fish again.
I'm not, no, because if I have to do that all over again, I'll throw a man tantrum.
I was just...
And then look, there's
Or a mantrum.
Yeah, a mantrum. There's thorns up here, so even then, you can like just cock up and land on the thorns and not get the crown, and then cry.
I'd love if you did that on the last spikes.
I've done that, like, and then, yeah.
And now we've won.
Yeah. The heroic action taken by Alex Kidd
resulted in the downfall of Janken the Great. That was not that did not go like you did. I keep reading it as radiation.
Eagle is his elder brother's name.
Okay. It's not quite Igor, it's not quite Mogul.
Always use your martial arts skills for the good of the citizens, people.
Oh, that's what you call him, is it?
Yeah, it's called Shellcore. It allows him to break blocks.
He's got one punch.
Yeah, that's all you need when you can just explode blocks with it.
And also mad paper, scissors, stone skills.
Yeah. Scissors, paper, rock, and a good haymaker.
Oh no, the whereabouts of his
Harrison
father.
Ford, recipe for success.
His whereabouts of his father, King Sander, as well as his mother, Queen Plain, and his brother, Prince Lave, are unknown.
And now I'm trapped in this little existential box.
And, it's been a while since we've seen the Void of Time and Space, isn't it?
Time and Space.
He'll run into John Glames on his way to a cave.
I don't think anyone listening to this has seen the Void of Time and Space yet.
Well,
We're doing a callback to unknown material.
No, everyone's seen the Operation Stealth video. If they're a serious viewer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that came up in Operation Stealth. I was thinking about Colonial Marines.
Oh, yeah. When was the Void of Time... Oh, no, that wasn't the Void of Time and Space. That was the cornfield.
The cornfield, yeah. The cornfield of mystery.
Private gags.
Yeah, you don't get to see that. Okay, so don't worry. We've only been recording for how long now?
51 minutes.
Oh.
Longer than we thought.
Yeah, that is actually... Well, screw it. I'm going to start. Because I was prepared for this.
Yeah, we also have a ROM of the sequel, Alex Kidd... Well, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not the sequel.
Look at those two gossipy figures in the middle.
That's love. That's exactly what love looks like.
Oh, did you hear what Janice was wearing to Sarah's big party? I know, what a bitch.
Bastard stole my girlfriend.
I feel bad about it now, so I'm going to explain that in Aliens Colonial Marines, when you're playing co-op with another person, if one person gets too far ahead, the other player sees static for a while and is then teleported to where they were.
So shitty.
It's so stupid. And we had a joke while we were playing that we were actually being transported to the cornfield in reference to the Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah. Are you ever going to put that on
the internet? It was very, very funny, and it's a shame you didn't see it.
That can be on our DVD private selection. So this is a weird thing that Sega did. I'm not even sure why this exists.
Right. So what is this? I've never played this.
Okay, well this isn't the sequel. Alex Kidd in Miracle World only really had one direct sequel, and it was Enchanted Castle on the Mega Drive, which sucked meaty bung.
Oh, okay. Is that the one where he finally rescues the missing King Sander?
I vaguely remember. Who cares? It's a shitty game. But
yeah, this doesn't look like Alex Kidd, does it?
Well,
it
yeah,
looks like Shinobi.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they made a game where one of their main characters is in a game that you can already play on the fucking... Like, you can play Shinobi.
Wait, is this like the actual level design of Shinobi?
Almost. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks different and whatnot, but it's you know, it's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like Mario being in sports games or whatever. This is just plonking Alex Kidd in directly another gameplay style that already exists on the Master System.
I think we don't call out the Mario in sports games thing enough.
Yeah.
I think it's just been established for too long, we don't question it.
He started playing...
Why is a fat, hairy plumber running as fast as Sonic?
This was also... I tried to get the Japanese version, because the Japanese version was a fucking minefield of copyright infringement. Like, the boss was called Mari O.
This was in Shinobi, wasn't it?
No, this was in Alex Kidd in Shinobi World.
Oh, because I was thinking of another game where, like, one of the villains is the Incredible Hulk.
I'm pretty sure... No, yeah, I actually think it might be this.
No, I think it might have been like a Shinobi game that wasn't this.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. That was...
it was, no, not Shinobi
Revenge
X.
of Shinobi or
Revenge
something.
of Shinobi, yes, that's the one. Where he fights
Spider-Man
and a number of copyrighted characters.
Yeah. I just didn't fucking care.
Japan are fine with that. I mean, they
It's
got a
like
whole
fan subs for anime.
Japan has a whole industry of you know, doujinshi, the fan works on mangas, and a lot of manga artists make their start like that. Like the guy who drew, I think it was Hellsing, started off doing Cowboy Bebop doujinshi. I'm
Are those the ones with the genitals?
I don't know all this because I'm a massive weeaboo or anything. I just
Yes, he is. It's a big secret. He doesn't tell anybody.
I think maybe a hairy neckbeard mentioned it once in like, and I just happened to be in vicinity, like looking over my sunglasses.
Yes, that's fucking. Yeah, this is a peculiar game. Like, this was the last Alex Kidd game. I think this might have actually even been made after Enchanted Castle for the Mega Drive. I'm not
Do
sure.
you think if they did a Kickstarter for a new Alex Kidd game, it would make its money back? It's hard to tell with these things.
Yeah.
Nostalgia certainly seems to pay.
A little while ago, I'd have said yes, but, I mean, fuck, James Pond managed to die, didn't it?
Did it?
I hope so.
I didn't really keep up with Kickstarter projects.
Wu-Tang! I'm stronger now. Yeah, neither do I. I don't know, again, like
Although I did play Broken Age the other day.
What's Broken Age?
You know, the Double Fine adventure game, the one they made so much bloody money to get to make.
I didn't, no.
It's a famous case, dude. Double Fine, like, said, hey, give us money to make an adventure game, and they made, like, $8 billion.
Oh, right, so that was Broken Age?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was for another Sam & Max game or some bullshit.
No. Well, Sam & Max isn't owned by Double Fine.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's all different now. The world I know has changed.
Certainly has.
So was it any good?
I'm going to save that for my review.
Oh, so you're actually reviewing it.
But you know what makes me concerned is that the project's already made its money. It's already successful. It was successful before it was even released. And doesn't this sort of subtract quality from the equation of success? I mean, regardless of whether the game is good or shit, which I will not say anything to that effect at present. I mean, they could have just released shit and they'd met their obligation and it would have been successful. What sort of message is that telling the industry?
I think, yeah, but I mean, the one good thing about the sort of pitchfork-wielding social clusterfuck on the internet is they'd fucking hammer them for that, you know? Like, hey, why'd you make a shit game? Oh, because we could and still make money, and then people would be angry at them.
Well, you say that.
And they'd be sad.
But then you look at all the people who really
These
like...
are the same jokes from Alex Kidd in High Tech World.
Then you look at... Are they?
Nah, they look like them.
The ones who wore little pink bows in their hair.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Ah, fuck off. Shit cunt.
Oh, I forgot what I was saying and I don't care anymore. Because you said shit cunt.
Shit cunt's a great Australian swear. It's not purely Australian, but it's like...
Well, no, it's just taking two existing swears and putting them
together,
together,
but like...
isn't it?
People don't realise how, like, just omnipresent the word cunt is in certain Australian vernaculars. Like, it's really...
It is absolutely ceaseless, listener.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, wall jumping.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm quite fond of compound swear words, but I don't think there's any art to shit cunt.
That's... It is the artlessness that amuses me. Like, sometimes things are just so crude that the crudeness becomes an art in and of itself.
And my favourite compound swears are words like bumblefuck.
Bumblefuck's a good one.
Because
Bumble in general, I find very fucking funny.
It's so evocative, isn't it? Bumblefuck. If you describe someone as a bumblefuck, you can instantly tell what you mean by that, don't you? It means they're a clumsy and foolish person.
Well, the thing is, cunt. All right, so
can't. Are you trapped forever like a div? Oh no.
I don't know how I did. Okay.
Oh, you did it again. Whatever you did. Just do that some more. And stop grabbing your ears, Alex Kidd. It won't make them smaller. Although, you know, those ears will mean he can wear pretty much any size crown he wants, doesn't it? Are you still here?
I'm just having...
Oh, sorry, you have to work... I forget you have to work with all that fat in your brain, and you have to concentrate so hard on jumping up
my
this
fat, kicking your ass at indoor rock climbing brain.
Anyway... It's coming up to an hour now.
Did we have another topic?
Well, you know, it's at an hour now.
This is probably been the waffliest of all.
I don't know. I think this was good waffle.
That could be my cool internet handle. You can call me Waffles. I'm like a kitty.
Well, then
rub my
people
belly.
Will make the blue waffle reference. What have you done?
I paused it.
Oh, okay. Might as well just keep it paused then.
Yeah, that's okay. So basically, the reason I'm doing that is because you meant to destroy the blocks, but the little sword that I'm throwing has no up, and it's
okay.
It has no up hitbox, so it's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Well, if you have no up, then you're out of luck.
Thanks.
I'm tired. Like, I think we timed this perfectly. That the caffeine from that coffee is wearing off.
Caffeine.
So yes, that was Alex Kidd in Bollocky Worldy Place.
Alex Kidd in Miracle World, which I think is a legitimately good game, and we tied it off with Alex Kidd in Shinobi World, which is a peculiar game that probably shouldn't exist.
It's a weird game. Would you say it's a good game, Shinobi World?
It's not a bad game. It's not a good game. It's just
that's the worst kind of game.
Yeah,
isn't it?
like it really was just an odd thing to do at all. And I mean, Sega by this stage had abandoned the Master System, I think, and we're moving on to the Mega Drive, which did have some great games, but Alex Kidd was not amongst it, and he pretty much has been consigned to history until his recent reappearance as a racer in the really actually fucking awesome Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Well, Sonic was it, wasn't it? It came out on the Mega Drive, and everyone was like, "Why have we been wasting our time with this jug-eared prick?"
Yeah, the original Sonic games were good.
He's got attitude. He's the fastest thing alive, man.
Yeah. And somehow Mario being this pudgy dork has just remained okay, just for
I wonder if one could gauge how much success was added to Sonic by giving him an angry face. That was
the 90s in a nutshell.
It was 90s. It was angry.
What are you? Attitude. What attitude?
That's probably the whole reason why American Kirby games have to add angry eyebrows.
Angry
to
eyes.
his
I
box
know.
art.
It defeats the point of Kirby. What I love about Kirby is this bizarre, gooey smile as he consumes and steals the souls of other smaller things. It's weird. Like
I can think of like 12 different webcomics and video series that have made a joke about turning Kirby into Hannibal Lecter. Anyway, thanks for listening to me calling Gabe fat, and here is Fat Gabe to also give his farewell.
I beat Yahtzee in indoor rock climbing. I'm not fat.
He's just saying that because he's so fat.
Yeah, it's true. Vastly superior to Mario Brothers.
Ooh, controversial words.
Yeah.
Which aspects would those be? Oh, I remember this dude.
Stonehead. This is, I gotta remember their names. I think this is Poplin the Pursuer.
No, it's not. It's Stonehead. He says so right there.
Yeah, but he has an actual name. It was in the booklet.
Well, I imagine Stonehead... see any booklets around here, do you?
Oh, no, I'm doing it from memory. I imagine Stonehead has, like, a really fake Australian accent. Like, that's just...
See, I was getting more of a pirate vibe.
That pretty much fake Australian accent.
You must choose either the paper, scissors, or stone.
I cannot remember what I'm supposed to pick, because it never changes. That was... Basically, these were little boss battles. They do modify slightly in the second time you fight them, but, this was basically... Shit.
Ha ha ha, you're shit. I thought this was like your favoritist game ever.
I haven't played it in like 10 years. But, yeah, so this game, like, unlike Mario, had, like, vehicles, stage transitions. Fuck you, Stonehead.
Oh,
yeah, then he turns me to stone.
Now you are dead.
Now
and ironically, the other ones don't turn you into scissors and paper.
Make much more sense. But, yeah, so you could buy vehicles. There's like a pedal copter, a speedboat, the motorcycle, which you can or can, you know, skip for stages.
I don't know. Some of that feels like a kind of too much.
Well, then that's what gets to my point is it better that Mario did just one thing and did it really fucking well? Like, Mario was just almost a game mechanic exercise. Like,
well, I wouldn't say that. I would say it was elegantly designed. And I'm always fond of elegance in design, as I am fond of elegance in writing and all things.
And ladies.
The advice I've been given as a writer... Hello, listeners!
Good evening, viewers.
And we're playing Alex Kidd in Miracle World, apparently.
That sound was Christmas 1989 for me.
It's the sound of... Yes, don't sing along. It's the sound of much of my childhood, actually.
It was a great game.
But we'll just turn the volume down on the TV in case the mics pick it up.
Yeah, so this is the pack-in game. Well, I mean, it came in its own cartridge.
Wait. Welcome, listener, to Let's Drown Out.
Okay.
Continue.
I'm gonna get all official. Yeah, so this was the game that came... I had a Sega Master System 2, so it came sort of built into the actual console itself.
I, too, had a Master System 2.
Oh, did you?
And I do recall this, yes. You didn't have to put any other cartridge in. If you played the console in its default state with no cartridges, you would play this game.
Yeah. And
You don't see that so much these days.
No, unfortunately. But this is... I still rate this as a very good game, and...
I think, well, just getting back to that thing about starting a console and immediately playing a game, I think that's something current console manufacturers need more of.
Yeah. Hey, look what it does.
Because the rate of console on to playing game is just unacceptably long these days.
It's getting a little bit bad. So you'll notice I'm jumping around collecting cash. That's because the cash...
I did notice that, actually.
Yeah, the cash in this has a function. So you can actually go to shops and you can buy things and...
Is to treat writing like engineering. You're not done when there's nothing more to add. You're done when there's nothing more to take away. And I feel that game design could appreciate that philosophy as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, I agree, but I just... You know, this... I think that Alex Kidd is, like, sort of left to the wayside in, you know... games, you know, like no one ever really talks about it as being a great platformer, and I don't think that's entirely. I don't think it's because it's not a great platformer.
Well, you talk about it all the time.
Yeah, because it's great. And then he turns into a rice cake, which is weird because in the Western version it was normally a burger. So well.
I seem to remember in my version it was a rice cake because I remember it was like a little triangle thing, and I was like, "What the fuck's that? And why is he eating it? That could be anything."
Well, I don't know. The Australian version I had was a burger. I think Australia, the UK, and Brazil, oddly, were like the places where the... oh, fuck off! I'm fucking punching it!
Echo the dolphin, you ain't.
Yeah. Where the Sega actually had a fair bit of market dominance. Apparently, like, Sega... It's supposed to destroy. Like, when you punch the arms, it's supposed to just explode the arms.
I'm not sure it is. Just avoid it.
No, because
you clearly can avoid it.
Yeah, I'm just... Because if you kill one of these things, there's like a secret little room beneath it, like beneath its little tummy.
You kill one of these things.
Yeah, well, you fight a second one later. I'm determined to demonstrate that. Yeah, see?
Oh, okay. Well, hush my mouth.
Look at that, and then it just goes straight through it. This game's crap. Fucking goddamn can't do shit.
Yeah,
Nintendo rule.
What were you talking about?
No, but you know, like, there's a lot of games useful.
Well, I did notice you didn't seem to have a score on screen, like some 8-bit platformers I could name.
Ah!
You died!
Fortunately, I have
spaz.
Yeah, fortunately, well, that's gonna happen a bit. And as this is, like, this sort of is what I want to start my first, like, kind of topic bit on, is...
Oh, a bit early for topics, isn't it?
Well, it ties into the game.
Look at your massive ears, that's a topic in itself.
Yeah, well, I think he's kind of slightly based on, like, the Monkey King.
I was about to say that, yes. He sort of bears a resemblance to the Monkey King from the series Monkey, or Monkey Magic, as it was incorrectly identified by its theme tune.
Or, you know, the 1,000-odd-year-old story by Wu Chang-en.
Which was not called Monkey.
No, it's Journey to the West.
And the appearance of Monkey in that was just a monkey. Whereas the appearance of Alex Kidd here evokes more, I'd say, Monkey as he was depicted in the series Monkey. So no.
Well, he wasn't. He had a humanoid form. He was the Monkey King, but he had a humanoid form. They also had celestial forms.
I've seen the illustrations from Journey to the West. It's just a monkey in a crown.
How old were those illustrations?
Very, very old. What do you think?
Alright, so yeah, here's the thing. You can buy shit, and now this is what I mean, like, the game does stuff
do not be distracted by me. I am merely toying with your toys.
Yeah, reaching across and touching things. Bad touches. But yeah, so this is something like... It gets me to my, like, first point of... Should a game try and fail, or is it better to just do something normal? Because there are aspects in which I think this game is games like that, like the difference between like Art of Fighting and Street Fighter, for instance. Like, there's a lot of games where one will just try loads and loads and loads of stuff, and
well, the difference between like this experience we're seeing now and the sort of experience you'd expect from Mario is that Mario is basically just hold right and try to keep your pace up.
Well, yeah, that, and I mean...
that sort of thing with that octopus limb, that just kind of kills the pacing for me. I don't think this game even has a time limit, does it?
No.
I'm not saying a time limit is essential for a platform game, I'm just saying it keeps the pace up.
Yeah.
And otherwise it just feels kind of, I don't know, staid. Like there's a lack of urgency.
Yeah, well, I mean, this...
What are we trying to achieve in this game?
Well, it has a story. Basically, Janken the Great, who I think, a little bit like Mike Hagar came to power via wrestling, Janken the Great came to power by scissors, paper, rock, which in this game is called Janken, for reasons.
Why didn't I think of that? Thinks Mike Hagar.
There was a scorpion in that grass.
I'm pretty sure Mike Hagar didn't come to power solely from the wrestling.
He believes that's why. Like, I don't think he understands democracy very well.
It was part of his solid anti-poverty doctrine as well. Punch poverty in the face and then suplex it.
Suplexes solve problems.
And then grab its dick and pile drive it into the ground.
That's...
And then poverty.
I'm not going to say that's not how to do a pile driver, but it's an untraditional form of pile driver.
That's how you get people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
By their stretched out testes.
Like that could have been his slogan. I pull you up by the waist to make you